Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage, where we talk about cars and stuff and food, and we've been all over the map lately. However, we try to do this. Well, we do this on every Monday night at 7 and Thursday night or Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. So if you're new to this live stream, that's what we're going to do, is talk about cars mainly. We may get off subject once in a while, but we have a good time doing it, and I have a pretty good group of people that show up every week, spend time with me in my garage, and I appreciate all of them that do that, because they could be somewhere else, but they're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me start off by saying this week, or this past 4 days, has not been a good week for me, or a good 4 days. I talked about it. I shared a video on my Patreon to the followers there, and on Thursday I had started to take care of some stuff around the house, around the garage. I've commented before about how I recycle stuff, and I recycle cardboard and plastic and metal cans and whatever I can, and I accumulate this stuff, and then eventually I break it all down and take it to the recycling, at the dump. They have a special place you can take that stuff. So anyway, I was doing that on Thursday. And along with that, I got rid of a bunch of boxes that were in the house, plastic, metal, all that stuff. And I came out here and I just started tearing stuff apart. I had so many boxes in here that were just taking up space. I did a little rearranging. And anyway, I probably talked about this on Thursday, but I did all that. And then I don't know how or what or why, but somehow I managed to get my back out of place. And if you've ever had back problems, which I've actually had back problems for years and years and years, a lot of it probably stems from my military time. But if you've ever had back problems, you know that sometimes there's not much you can do. There's just not much you can do. So Thursday, I was pretty messed up. Couldn't hardly lift anything. Had trouble standing. It was brutal. And then Friday, I went to see my chiropractor, who has saved me many times from back issues. And he did an adjustment, and it was okay. It helped, but it didn't, things just don't go away. If you ever had back problems, they don't just like, boom, you're done. You're ready to go. So Friday, I didn't do anything. I sat in the house and I watched movies. Saturday, same thing. Sunday, pretty much the same thing. Today, I was out here a little in the garage doing some, light duty type of things. But, sometimes you just can't. And in the grand scheme of things, that's okay. I know we all feel guilty or feel bad about not being able to work on or move or do whatever. And we've all been there. When we were young, I know I did. We looked at people that were older than us in our generation now or older, and they're hobbling around and moaning and groaning and can't get up. Well, now we're that people. They always said that'll be you one day. Well, it's true. So just some information as to where I'm at right now and what's going on in the shop. And I have some more to talk about later on about Patreon and Vimeo. We're going to talk about that. If I forget, somebody bring it up so I remember. All right. So right off the bat, we have Greg from Greg's Workshop checking in from Australia. Glad you're here, Greg. Terry Keithley. Hi, everyone. It's Monday, Barry's Place. Let's give him a thumbs up. Yes, by all means. I'll give Greg a bell and Terry a bell, since Greg was here first and Terry had a good idea. Hit the bell, hit the thumbs up. Crash Rider from Southern Indiana. Big thumbs up for Joe Daddy. Hope the boys are okay today. Yes. Well, I've been better. I've been better. Blue Healer. I've already got my Wi-Fi acting up. Sweet. Let me see if I can get Blue Healer in here. Greetings from still smoky northern Nevada. Yeah. Sorry to hear all that. Troy, evening fellow car nuts. Well, that's a good way to put it. Brendan, morning all from New Zealand. Glad you're here. Fly Poo, am I the only woman here? I'm going to say yes. I don't know. Jolly, hi from Sydney, Australia. Last day of winter here. Yeah, I think we're on our last day of summer, or close to it, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Hi to you. Let's see. Wally, good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. Glad you're here, Wally. Austin Baxter, hey, hey. Robert is checking in. Afternoon, all. Glad you're here. Rick Gain. I am well familiar with back problems. I need to go to the hospital next week to have kidney stones surgically removed. I've had one kidney stone, and that was all I ever want, and I'll never need another one. Never need another one. Robert, I usually throw my back out tying my shoes. Yeah, that's yeah. Jerry, good afternoon from Middle Tennessee at the Money Pit. Glad you're here. Troy Justin, I feel for you. I broke my back on a parachute jump. Yikes. That's not cool. I hope you fully recovered from that. As much as fully recovered really means, I don't know, but wow, yeah, that's not cool. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I've been trying to just keep moving a little bit here, a little bit there, pop an Advil, that's the old fix all for anybody in the Army. Here you go. Here's 800 milligrams. Take it. This will fix everything. Cut your arm off. Here's a ibuprofen. Here you go. This will fix it. That's all you ever got in the military. So anyway, but it's, sometimes you just can't do much. You have to maintain where you're at and move forward. Now I know that I have not, and I've probably mentioned this before. If you've been following me over the years, you've probably seen me at a heavier weight, and you see me at a lighter weight several years ago, where I was exercising and running and doing Spartan races and all that sort of thing. And I have not run in over a year. I have not run, and it's because I have I have bad arthritis in my ankle and my foot, and the doctor said, "Don't run anymore. Don't do it. You're doing more damage than you're doing good." I was like, "Okay." So that's why I haven't been running. So, and much else, I have been working out. So that's probably part of my problem too, not doing good workouts. Let's see. Fly poo, sorry, be praying for you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jerry, I feel your pain. Yeah, I'm sure, Jerry. You've been around a while. I know you've had problems. Shane, hey people, glad you're here. And Robert, the better half usually watches the live stream, but she's out of town, so you may be the only woman here talking to fly poo. Okay. Louis Trevino, hello Barry and all, glad you're here. And Rick Stevenson checking in. Now, Rick, I have to ask, and you can just let me know. He says, "Hey gang, on my Vimeo, because the people who follow me on Patreon, the way that works, of course, is that those are supporters of the channel, definitely supporters of me personally, and supporting the videos, rather than doing YouTube does their thing, which is again I'm not a fan of, but I know my patrons are the ones that really help me out. So anyway, I post update videos. At least I try to do one a week and do updates as to what's going on in the shop, what's status, and all that sort of thing. Any ideas or problems I may be dealing with, whatever. But I think Rick has started to follow me on Vimeo, because I don't have none of my videos are public on Vimeo. They're not public. I pay to use the service, and then I of course those videos are linked to Patreon. So that's how that works. I pay for the use Vimeo, and then they allow me to link that to the Patreon or patrons. So I think Rick has started following me. I think it's Rick has followed me on Vimeo. And so what that prompted, because I have not really looked into Vimeo very much. If you look at video formats like YouTube, right? That's the primary one. YouTube, we all know, I've talked about it before. They just want anything crazy that will get people to watch. Watch the videos. They don't care if it's informational. They want people, jumping jet skis off a cliff, whatever. Because people look at it, oh, look at that. And it gets videos and it gets revenue. It makes them tons and tons of money. And so, for me, somebody who does what I feel are pretty educational videos or how-tos or informational stuff, I'm on the back burner as far as YouTube goes. They're like, you can ride along, but you're not really, you're not getting any ice cream. You're just going to ride in the back, and you can pick out the old popcorn out of the seat, and that's all you get. That's how YouTube treats me. So there's other formats out there, and this is probably a good time to talk about this, but there's other formats out there. One is called Odyssey. And it's actually like two names, but Odyssey is one of them. And I looked into Odyssey a little bit, and it seems like it's a cryptocurrency based something. I don't know that it's going to be a viable thing for me. So hold on a second. We got Kip Harding checking in. Love your channel. Thank you, Kip. And I'll give you a bell because I haven't had a Kip before. So you get a bell for being Kip. And Rick Stevenson. Okay, yeah, you are following me. Good. Thank you, Rick. And Troy. Coffee and Krispy Kremes will make your back better. Amen to that. Give you a couple bells for that, Troy. Thank you. So anyway, what I was talking about, Puerto Rico, 77, your videos make sense and have meaning. Yes, they do. And, here's the thing. I've been doing this well over, 10 years. I mean, and the numbers are, in my opinion, pitiful, honestly, because I have 50,000 or 51,000 subscribers, and my videos get 1,000 views, 1,200 views, 1,500 views. Now, granted, those are all of my Mustang videos and, restoration type stuff. My other videos, which are like car repair videos, putting a serpentine belt, doing brake jobs, doing maintenance, tune-ups, whatever, those get all kinds of views. So here's the thought, and I want some answers. I want some input. And let me just continue on with where my ideas are. So anyway, Odyssey is one of the video formats you can use, right? There's another one called Rumble. Now I've looked at it a little bit. It may work. I don't know. But what I discovered today when I went back and I saw that Rick was following me on Vimeo on my email, I went, okay, let me look at that and see what's going on. I realized that Vimeo is a much broader service than I'd ever thought. And I never really looked at them very much. Well, Vimeo, they had a thing up there that says sell your videos. Sell your videos? What does that mean? So I started clicking around. I only started looking at this about 6:30, so I didn't have a lot of time to really get into it. But it said sell your videos. And I thought, well, wait a minute. How does that work? What does that mean exactly? Well, apparently with Vimeo, rather than have ads and try to make revenue off of ads off of YouTube, Vimeo is scheduling it as a pay service, So, and I'm just playing with this idea because again, I have 800 videos on YouTube, and to me, the revenue should be a lot better than it is, and it's not. And I feel like I just keep beating myself to death, making a good video, and it gets out there and it makes $1, $2, whatever, $10 over a month's time. Now it's great if you can continue and have thousands of videos generating, $10, but I'm thinking maybe I need to shift gears here. Maybe I need to change my format, and Vimeo might be an option. I know I looked at YouTube about memberships thing. I tried to, see what that would work into. And they were implying that I didn't have the option to have members on my channel. Like I know people that have 1,000 subscribers and they have a membership set up. So anyway, I'm looking into it. And if I was going to do something like this, my thoughts are that I could take the videos that I already have on YouTube, and I may just start pulling them off. I hate to say that, but I may start pulling them off and putting them on Vimeo, because I would rather have people. First of all, you wouldn't have to have any ads, but you'd have to pay to watch the video, let's say. And again, I'm just kind of throwing this out there. I'm looking for feedback on this, and I don't know what the lifespan of it is. Like, I have to do more research. I don't know if, let's say, somebody wanted to see a video on replacing frame rails, whatever, and the fee on that was $1 or $1.99 or whatever. I don't know if you paid that as a fee, if that would give you like complete replays on that video or not. I don't know. It's something I need to learn, but that is something I'm looking into. The other thing with YouTube is it's a 50-50 split. So the actual money that I make off of my videos on YouTube takes half, right? I mean, half. That's it. Boom, half. And apparently from Vimeo, it says it's a 90-10 split, where I would get 90% and they keep 10. That sounds much more appealing to me. And the way they word it, there wouldn't be any ads, which is, I know a lot of people hate the ads, and I do too. We all hate the ads, but that's part of the process. So again, I'm looking for feedback. I posted this question to my patrons, and just trying to see what people would do. Would they be, I don't want people that have been with me for years to lose out on it. But the reality is, if I'm not generating income, that I can live on, it's not worth my time. Honestly, it becomes that situation to where it's just not worth my time. But let me see what would I have going here. Okay. So Dave Conville checking in, says hello. Dennis Paulson, hi Barry and all. Bob Shoemaker, hello from Oklahoma. I can relate to back problems. Yes, I think we can all relate to back problems. Pretty sure. It's inherent. Dawn's Manufacturing, hello Barry and all. Dawn and Betsy, or at Betsy, checking in. So yeah. And again, if you haven't checked out Dawn's channel, by all means check out Dawn's Manufacturing. And Kip is also from Oklahoma. Okay, cool. General, hi Barry, big fan, restoring a 68 GT390. When COVID lets me go home, I was wondering if you ever did a video on installing a front windshield. Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be very similar. I did a video replacing the back glass on Jade, the 68. Not a fastback, obviously, but it's a very similar process. But I will be shooting another video, me and Roger, doing the front glass in Jade. And so there's some things I have to address or get, in a preparation process. Right now, as I was saying, my back is not good, so I have to be careful with what I'm doing. But there will be a video on that. And I have a couple other segments filmed on the car. Today I was looking around again, trying to find something small and light that I could work on. And I thought, well, I'll put in the pop-out gas cap. I'll put that in place. I found a gas cap in my box, and you got to assemble it. You have to put pieces together, nothing hard. And then I thought, well, where's the hardware for? I know I ordered it. I went so far. I went and checked my my NPD, one of my receipts, and it says there right there, fuel cap, pop-out, and screws. I couldn't find the screws. And so I'd set, if you notice, there's a bag sitting right there on the dash. I'd set the bag up there that had little clips in it, and also the rubber pieces for the vent window, because I still have to do that. And anyway, I set that stuff up there because I knew I needed to do that thing. Well, I couldn't find the screws for the gas cap. So I was going through all the boxes, everything I had, and I knew I had ordered it. Sure enough, it was in that bag right there underneath. I couldn't see it through the other packaging. So anyway, I found it, but no, I haven't shot the video yet. In fact, if you look across through the window right there on the table, that's the gas cap. I was getting ready to make a little video on it, and I ran out of time. Cool Store 187. Hi, Barry from Lockdown in New Zealand. I hate it, man. I really do. I hate it. Larry Fordyce checking in from Okinawa, right? Pretty sure you're in Okinawa. Troy Justin, you have helped me with my rebuild, so I will follow you, whatever you decide. Thank you, Troy. Thank you. Again, as I've mentioned, YouTube does not They're not in it to help me make money. I can tell you that, guaranteed. Fabulous fortunes. Worst I ever hurt my back was from picking up a pencil off the floor. Moved the exact wrong way at the exact wrong time. You know what? It's it it's amazing what we can do to hurt ourselves. I've been up under the dash, not like upside down, but like looking up under a dash and had something in my back go. And next thing I know, I'm laying on the ground trying to move. Things just get bound up and I just have to roll out of the car or truck, lay on the ground, you know. Let's see. Larry says yes. Okinawa, yes. Leah, waving from Austin. Okay, glad you're here. And block. We got a spammer coming in. Hold on. I've shown this before, where I've had spammers come in and try to mess up my channel, mess up my live stream. In the past, I was able to control that by setting a timer or a delay on the chat box, but they've taken that away apparently, because I went looking for it and it's not on the thing anymore, and I don't know why they did that. So hopefully we can get rid of some of this stuff. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Let me see if I can clean some of these other riffraff out of here. Okay. Shane. Let's see. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Your loyal fans will follow. Do what's best for Barry and Mrs. Barry. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. Yes. Dawn. Hurt my back when the chair was sitting in, broke a leg. The top of the back seat caught me across the small of my back. Ouch. That doesn't sound good at all. Lewis. I don't know what that is. What's a Braunfels? New Braunfels? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Lewis. Harvey, checking in from New Jersey. Hope the back gets better quickly. Been there and no fun. Yeah. I could tell you this. I've had, I don't know, we've all had back injuries, but I think I've talked about it. The worst one I've had, I've had two instances. One, I actually gave myself whiplash. You know how hard it is to give yourself whiplash? It's not hard at all. I was at work at my regular job, bent over drilling something, right? Drilling into an engine, a jet engine case, drilling. And somebody walked into the room, and I don't know if they said my name or what. And I pulled my head up and looked. In that instant, I couldn't turn my head. I couldn't move my upper shoulders. I was like suddenly locked up, and everybody's looking at me. What's wrong with you? I said, I don't know. I said, I didn't do anything. And I went to the company sponsored doctor or whatever, and they were like, you have whiplash. Like, how did I get whiplash? All I was doing was this. And he said, it doesn't have to be like a car wreck. It could just be the action. Your muscles are tense in a certain direction, because that's what happens when you get in a car and you're getting ready to get in a car wreck, and then you snap forward and all the tension is on the back of your neck because you're trying to pull yourself back. So I had whiplash. I gave myself whiplash. But anyway, the other one I did, and this one I didn't even know was possible. I did not know this. Did you know that you can dislocate your ribs off of your spinal column? Yeah. I dislocated 4 ribs off of my spinal column. Let me tell you, that was the worst. It wasn't as bad as breaking my arm, but it was the worst thing as far as my back goes. How do you do that? Well, you do it because you're something out of the ordinary. And that day I was doing a lot of weird stuff, twisting and lifting and all kinds of things. But basically, four ribs pulled out of the pockets. They sit in a pocket, and they pulled out and got outside of the pocket off my spine. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I had to go, and my chiropractor saved me. He took x-rays, and he's looking at my back, x-rays, and he said, "How bad does that hurt?" He said, "On a scale of 1 to 10. And I said, "Well, if I just sit here and don't move a muscle, it's a 2. I said, "But if I lift my arm right here, it's a 10. And he was like, "Yeah, I believe it. You dislocated 4 ribs off your back. I've never seen anybody do that." And I was like, "Okay, can we fix it?" He said, "Yeah, it's going to hurt, but we can fix it." Sure enough, he got up on there and popped those things back in. Woohoo! I had to have adjustments all week for that to get it right. Yeah. Don't dislocate your ribs. Trust me. All right. So Louis Torino was saying Texas, New Braunfels. Okay. Oh, okay. So Roger caught New Braunfels, Texas. Okay. New Braunfels is south of me. Great water park there. I like water parks. Harvey. Hello, Brendan. Looking forward to your Mustang build. Yep. Doing some auto repairs to tail door on my Prefect. Okay. Cooter. I once locked my back up for a week brushing my teeth. Couldn't do anything but lie flat. I'm telling you, there's so many things. There's so many things that we can just move the wrong way, and you're done. You're done. And it didn't help. I'll say this. When you're 19, 20, 21, you're in your bulletproof. When I was in the military, I regularly carried 100 pounds on my back easily. Every road march, 12 miles, 100 pounds. One time I carried 100, I think it was 170 pounds for 12 miles. And we took a knee every 500 yards. Yeah. And so, when you're, like you said, you're 19, 20, 21. Yeah. Look at me. I'm bulletproof. I can do anything. No, it's all catching up. It's all catching up. Dave Britton checking in. Glad you're here. Larry, you need to change the name of the channel to Baby Boomers Pain Garage. I'm not a baby boomer, though. I'm not that old. Shane blew out 2 lower discs on a 4-wheel alignment machine in 2000, 2 surgeries later, and I've never been the same 21 years ago. Wow. Yeah. I can tell you my dad was involved in an explosion. Yeah. He was a heavy construction carpenter. Basically, he was involved in a part of a building blew up, and he was involved in it. He ended up herniating 3 discs in his back from the landing, and then had his leg tore up pretty bad. And that was when he was 45, 46 years old, and he's 79 now. So basically 30 years or more, 35 years, whatever, that he's been unable to do what he used to do, which is just, terrible. Dawn, finished welding the torque box connectors in onto painting them, then onto the floor pan. Woo! Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm looking forward to some videos, Dawn. That's awesome. Give you a bell for that. Robert, I remember picking up engine blocks. Now I regret I was dumb enough to pick them up. Oh yeah. Oh, believe me. I've done a lot of dumb things. Lewis, good water park for sure. Come on down one day, Barry. Your steak and trimmings are waiting. Ooh, steak and trimmings? That does sound appealing. Arthur checking in. Hey guys, glad you're here. Okay. Tratber? Okay, just subscribed. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. Glad you're here. Keith, greetings from South Jersey. I have a 66 289 Fastback that I'm just now beginning to restore and placed on a shortened 99 F-150 frame, and I'll be a lifted 4x4 build. Any advice for a weird build? Any advice for a weird build? Well, I guess the first question is, why are you doing this to a fastback? Okay. And then secondly, not a lot of advice on that, you know. I'll ask you this though: are you going to build it in such a way that you could undo it? You know, you could take the car and redo it back as a fastback one day. I mean, just a thought. Just a thought. But I mean, just get your bracing in the right places. You know, the car's a unibody. I'm not sure what you have in mind for connecting one to the other, but definitely come up with some good structure to hold it in place. I may end up putting in some extra cross members off the frame rails underneath, something you can mount stuff to, but that's about all I can tell you. Tratber, what's your favorite horror movie? And I like Get Out. That's a tough question. That's a tough question. Favorite horror movie? I don't really know. I mean, there's so many to choose from, like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I guess Jaws, horror. Nah, it's a thriller movie more than anything. Fright Night was a pretty good one. There's been a lot of good type of movies like that, but it comes to mind is Friday the 13th, and that's what hits me when I first think of it. Stephen Jolly, wiring up the dash on my Chevy 3100, have the cab upside down on a rotisserie, make it a lot easier for an old bloke to work on. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll give you a bell for that. That's a good idea. Jerry, I have the e-pass installed. Some minor issues with the emergency brake. All issues on fitment are solved. Just the controls. Okay. Yeah, Jerry, I don't know what you're planning on doing for the and if you're gonna have a console or not. But I know I think they sell a conversion kit like East. No, who is it? I lost the train of thought. But they have, you put maybe a pull lever in the center, if that would help, maybe. So you can have it like in modern style pull up in the center if you don't have a console. But it looks kind of tacky if you don't have something around it. But it's just a thought. Dawn is saying, Keith, make it cool but build it safe. Yeah, that's a good call. Trutbird, did you watch Train to Busan? I don't know. I think I've heard the name, but I can't tell you for sure that I watched it. Shane is saying, no, Keith, do not use the Fastback Mustang for a 4-wheel project. Use any other car. I'm with you, Shane. Dave Britton, I saw a Train to Busan, and it is good. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I think I saw, what was the movie? Snowpiercer? The only train movie that comes to mind when I think about train movies. Snowpiercer. I think it was Snowpiercer. Dawn's Manufacturer. Hey, Jerry, auto or clutch? Okay. Robert, low car. Yes. Low car. Get a bell for that. Keith, main reason I'm using the Fastback is because it's what I have, and it was given to me for free. It has been abandoned in the field for over a decade. I also have a full running F-150 chassis with no body. Well, can I trade you? Can I trade you? Maybe I can trade you. I have another 68 coupe. Maybe we could trade. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna turn some heads, and you're gonna make people mad. You're gonna make some people mad. But you know what? I can't stop you. It's your build. It's your build. Tried for Train to Busan was a Korean zombie movie. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I saw that one. Dave, Low Car. Low Car is a company that makes aftermarket shifters, They'll make like a conversion. You can put in if you have like a automatic, let's say you have a 57 Chevy truck when you've got an LS engine in it with a 4L60, right? But your truck, you want it to look like it has a 5-speed. They make a stick shift that comes up that's actually an automatic, has a push button in the knob, and you can push it and change your settings on it to where, park, reverse, drive, whatever. So they make a lot of different things like that. So, and as Robert points out, brakes and throttle cables, they make quite a few things. Keith, I don't think you would want it. You can see through any part of it. Well, yeah, I understand. I do. But if you're going to put all the effort into rebuilding the body on it, why not just keep it a fastback? Just a thought. Kareem, I just came here, been away for a while. Prison. By the way, I like your t-shirt. I have got one of those. That says J Daddy's Garage. Okay, well, I'm glad you have one of my t-shirts. And I'm guessing you're out of prison. So I hope things are settled down. I'm not sure what all that was about, but glad you're here. Brendan, Don, I enjoyed the drag racing video yesterday. Oh, did he post the old racing videos? Those were fun. Ray, I don't care for Mustang 4x4s, so do it right, make it look good, and no one or few will be angry. Well, I'm not totally against it. I've shown this before. I think I have. This is a car my brother built. Now it could have been built better, yeah, but it served a purpose. He drove a thing all over where he lived, and people knew him. They knew the car. I don't think anybody ever complained about it. Of course, it's not a Mustang, but it's, I forget what it is exactly. I can't remember if it's a Mercury or what. I don't remember. But we built some stuff at the junkyard. I have a picture somewhere. Well, let me see here. I can do this. Junkyard story time. Cha-ching. Ka-chow. Right? We took, you remember, Dodge in the 80s, 70s and 80s. They had was it Aspen? I think it was a Dodge Aspen. It was kind of like a Malibu sized vehicle. Well, they had an Aspen wagon. They made it in a station wagon. And so I don't know if it was a build for somebody else or one my brother decided to do, but we took a Dodge Aspen wagon. It was red and it had wood grain on the side, the classic wood grain finish on the side. And we put it on, I'm pretty sure it was a Chevy 4x4 chassis. Now, what it was, like a half-ton pickup, I don't remember exactly. But it looked pretty good. I mean, it looked pretty good. We didn't put any big bumpers all over the place on it. We left the factory bumpers on it. But, it worked. And I think it may have been, I may have went in the military before it was finished. But I know that whoever got it enjoyed it, had a good time with it. Just one of the crazy things. Now another one my brother built was he took his 49 Studebaker truck and put it on a Ford. It was an F-150 chassis, but he kept the Studebaker drive, engine and transmission. It was a whole amalgamation. Is that right? Of pieces and parts put together, but it was a pretty cool thing. Let's see. Where am I at? Mark, using a Dynacorn full floor pan, how difficult is it to square up the floor with the body, waiting on my floor to come in for my 65 fastback? I didn't have any trouble with it. I used the, if you go back to the light blue Mustang videos, I put in a one-piece, full floor pan and I just used the existing, the outer rockers as a guide, if I remember right, because it's designed with inner rockers. So you remove the inner rocker plate and you slip it into, the frame or the body. And that's all I did was I lined it up on the original rocker panels. Now, I'll point this out. If you're doing this, and if you're going to be replacing the firewall, do the firewall first. Yeah, do the firewall first. Because when the floor pan comes in, I ran into this on the light blue car. I did not do the firewall first. I did the floor pan first to get the car structurally sound. And what I found was I could not rotate the firewall into or underneath the floor pan, because the floor pan is supposed to sit on top of the firewall just for water. It's not that critical. I'm just pointing this out because if you have, the floor pan below and water coming at it, it could work its way underneath the car. You seam seal it and it's good to go. But just an observation in case you're considering that. Terry, Barry, when you're cleaning out the dumpster, did you put the BP in? I wanted to. Keith, right? Have you heard of Junkyard Digs? They made an off-road Le Mans. This is the main inspiration for this. No, I have not. I don't know who that is. Shane, by the way, I settled on the name Eileen for my 64 and a half. It just fits right. Yeah. Yeah. Gary Hamlin. Hey, Barry, back in the day, maybe 70s Hot Rod Mag had a 4x4 Mustang convertible on the cover. Interesting. That would be interesting. It'd be a bit of a challenge with a convertible. Troy is talking to Keith. Brandon says he names his car Stella. Dave, Junkyard Stories. Yep. Keith is talking to Troy. Marshall, howdy, folks. Got the car out, sans front sheet metal. I like the ride, and 6-speed seems to mesh well with the 410 rear gear. Need to brake drivetrain in, I guess in. Oh, in still. I think she's a runner. Thanks for the help, Barry. You're welcome. You're welcome, Marshall. Robert, I don't understand naming cars. That's for boats. My car came from the factory with a name. Well, did it? But was it the name that it was given, or did it choose the name? In my case, I can name this car Jade because it gives me a whole playlist that I can put everything in for that particular car. Shane, okay. Oh, talking about the lean. Mark Weber, you're welcome. Tretber, what's your favorite anime? I don't do anime. Sorry. I couldn't tell you anything about that. Larry, Inferno, we name our cars because anything is taking all my money. I want to know its name. That's probably the best answer yet. Troy, okay, he's talking to Keith. Okay, good. Nick, I'm changing mine to Lieutenant Dan. It ain't got no legs. Wheels. Oh, man. I like it, Nick. I like it. Rick, Junkyard Digs is a YouTube channel with a couple of young kids mostly doing revivals of old junk to see if they can get it running again. It's entertaining. Okay. Well, all right. Austin, I still need a good name for my Mustang. Yep. Well, it's it'll come to you. It'll come to you. So I haven't seen a lot of people respond to my idea. And I'm just, you don't have to respond. But, as I was talking about possibly pulling videos off of YouTube and putting them on Vimeo as a pay service. I've had a couple say they would follow, come along. Anyway, I'm just considering doing some of that because, again, there's only so much that YouTube will do for me, and it's not much. Robert, when you name something, it makes it harder to sell or eat. No, it doesn't. Nick, well, what's your idea? Okay, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Maybe we have some more people here. I've discovered on Vimeo that I can sell videos, right? And I've talked about it before that YouTube doesn't help me out. They don't care what I post. They're not, I get crumbs for the effort that I put into making my videos. But I'm looking at the idea of possibly putting existing videos from YouTube, like pulling them off of YouTube. I might start with like the Blue 65 Mustang series. I might pull those off, put on Vimeo. And then the idea is now Vimeo I use to share videos with my patrons. And so from there, from what I gather is my patrons they would still have access to my videos, right? But if people wanted to see my other videos or see these videos, then it may come down to pay service, right? The thing about that is once you with the Vimeo, there's no ads, because YouTube, that's how they make their money. They want ads. They want people to watch these ads. And I think people would be much more interested in not having ads. And it might be, I don't know what the rates are, but I can tell you that YouTube takes half of whatever I make. Half. Vimeo, it's a 90-10 split. So I end up with 90, they end up with 10. And from what I read, and I just started researching this like half an hour before I got on here. From what I read, there's no ads. And if I think my patrons, they would continue to get access to those videos. It shouldn't cost anything for them. Shouldn't. And then, like I said, if people want to watch a video on rebuilding these Mustangs, it might be $1, might be $1.99. I don't know what numbers it comes out to be just yet. And I don't know if it means one time you get to watch it for that, or if it is, you get to see it, many times. I'm not sure yet. So just something I'm experimenting with, because I need to make revenue. I need to make money. That's just the way it is. Robert, I don't know. I just don't know enough about the stats on Vimeo. Yeah. Well, I'm just learning too. And it may be that I start promoting, on here to say, hey, if you want to see, more longer detail or whatever detailed video, you can watch it on Vimeo. Because I know I've asked people if they want to become patrons, which is fine. I think I have 60 people supporting me on Patreon, which is awesome. And it's varying numbers on that format. But on if I do it like on Vimeo, then it's it's not. I think I could set the rate wherever I want it, because the reality is, if I get, think about this a minute, on YouTube, for me to get they have all these algorithms, all this junk that people like. How long do people watch? How many minutes is the video? How far do they get past 50%? How far, what's the click-through rate? All these different things, right? Okay, I can tell you right now, and I'll just do this right now, because I'm on YouTube. I can go to my content. I can go to analytics. I know you can't see it because I'm not showing that part of the screen. And I can tell you, as an example, the last video that I posted, the gauge cluster, right? With it has 1,000 views on it, 1,000 views. And if I go to, hold on. Nope. Oh, there it is. If I go to analytics, this has 1,000 views now. You know how much money I made on that video? I'll give everybody a chance to guess on that video. The last video I did on the Dakota Digital Dash, it has 1,000 views, and I'll give you a few minutes to think about how much I actually made off of that video. Now, the thing is, I have to get to 1,000 views before it starts showing any kind of real revenue. All right. So if I'm at 500, 400, 300, it's like pennies. But if I did it on Vimeo and I said it was $1 per view, right? Just $1. Now, granted, Vimeo is going to keep 10%, but that 1,000 views, I would make $900 off of that. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to give me 1,000 views on it, but that's the point. That is the whole point. Basically, the reality is I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away. And if I can contain it in somewhere where I have more control over it, and people, even if it had 300 views, 200 views, 100 views, I would still make more money than I'm making off of YouTube doing this. This almost sounds like a no-brainer. Troy, click the thumbs up, please. Yes, that's another thing. I don't have to worry about that. And I can do live streams through Vimeo, I think. I can do this same thing through Vimeo. Don, I'm not doing it for the money. He said every musician ever. Yep. Shane, if your Mustang only has reverse, you can name it Not some. Figure it out. I like it. Let's see. Where am I at? Michael. Hello, all checking in from my garage in Rhode Island, squaring up my trunk, gas tank, and taillight panel. Her name is Melissa. See? And it's Michael Pagliarini. I get a bell for that. All right. Let's see here. Lewis. I'll follow you, Barry. Your helpful tips and tricks alone are worth it and so great. You're so great, my friend. Ding, ding goes the bell. Yes. Terry Baptist, thumbs up. Yes. Gordon, a month and an hour late from Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, I'm glad you're here. Greg's Workshop is checking in. And Robert, he says, the Infernal Craftsman, $4 for 1,000 views is my guess. Here's the real number. $9.15. $9.15 for 1,000 views. Actually, 1,100 views on my video. $9.15. Well, again, if you're putting out a video every day and it might get 1,000 views, that's, $9 here, $9 there. Think about it. Just think about that a minute. It's not like you're working $25 an hour or whatever. The video I did, the first video I did on the Dakota Digital Dash install, that has 1,700 views. $19. $19. I'm just saying, it's crazy how little I actually make off of these. Danny Alvey, 85 cents. Yeah, that feels about right. Gordon, sweet, man. Awesome. That's cool. That is cool. Thank you. Rick, the information you share in your videos is invaluable. I just wish I had the ability to do what you do. Well, yeah, I mean, it's that's what kills me is I put so much of me into these videos, my thought processes, how I resolve problems, so many things that it doesn't make sense anymore. It just doesn't make sense. I should, if I have 50,000 subscribers, honestly, I said it before, I should have 50,000 views on every one of my videos, but I don't. Robert, your video got 1,000 views in a couple of days, where mine yesterday was 69, and proportionally, yours should have been far, far higher. Yeah, that's the whole point. 51,000 subscribers, and I get 1,000 views. You can do the math. Like you're saying. If you have 100 subscribers, you're at 69%, right? You're at 69%. I have 50,000 subscribers. I'm not even at 1%. Not even 1%. Leonard, almost late to the show. How's everyone doing, and how's your weather there? It's raining. We haven't had any bad storms or anything come through yet, but it's raining where we're at. Light rain right now. General, hi Bear, did you replace either of your outer rocker panels? On no, I have not. The convertible, I put the rocker panels on the car, but nothing else have I replaced. At least not. I've done it partial rocker panel before. It was on a repair I did on it might have been a full rocker. I did on a custom 68 drag car, but that I don't have any footage of that. General, no wonder YouTube owners are billionaires. Yeah. Because, YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by I think it's ABC, right? I think it's ABC. It's a whole nother company above Google, But yeah, it kills me. It kills me how little I get back on this stuff. It just really does. Robert, I'd be surprised if I ever make back what I spent on camera and editing software. That is, if I get enough subs to make any money. Yes. Believe me, yeah. Nick, I can't remember a time I ever went to Vimeo to look up how to do something. I think that's going to be your bottleneck. I hate to see you struggle like this and wish I knew a foolproof solution. I wish I did too. Because it's really frustrating and disheartening when it comes down to it. I'll tell you here. I'll give you. You want some real hard numbers? I'll give you some real hard numbers. Hold on. And I'll be upfront. I'm completely transparent with this. Currently, my videos have been viewed 161,000 times in the last 28 days. And that's down 13,000 views, right? So 161,000 views. Watch time is 17.2 thousand hours. 1.4 thousand less than usual. My subscribers, 540. That's in the last 28 days. Here's the kicker. Revenue. Last 28 days. $1,400. $1,400. And that's half of what I actually make because YouTube takes $1,400 out of my pocket right off the top. And then to kick it all off, to get another kick in the head, they don't take any taxes out. So at the end of the year, I'm paying taxes on whatever I end up making off of this. So it just makes more sense to consider the whole pay-per-view type of thing. And, I could still keep videos on YouTube. I could still do my car maintenance videos, leave those up because those are the ones that get all the big money, or big, views and stuff. I could leave that stuff on there and go to Vimeo. I'm not sure about Rumble or Odyssey. I'm not sure how those operate. I'm not even 100% sure Vimeo is the right answer, but it might be. And again, if I have one video that gets 100 views and it's $1 for a view, I mean, that's $100 right there. Do the math on that real quick, Terry, Barry, what percentage does Iron Man get? He gets 12%. It's kind of a flat rate thing we worked out. He gets to, use up my energy and power in the building, and he gets 12%. Shane, I'm not a bodywork guy. Would have never been able to do the good job I'm doing on my Mustang if it wasn't for your vids. I appreciate that. I wish, like I said, I wish the return from YouTube was a better thing, but it's not. Marshall, don't look at me, guys. I watched everyone and gave a thumbs up. Good stuff, everyone. Yes. Thank you, Marshall. Gary, Barry, I've said before that watching your channel has pushed me to get my 64.5 Mustang Coupe back up and running. Thank you for your time and effort producing these videos. You're welcome. You are welcome. And, you know, I'm happy to hear that sort of. I really am. I'm really happy to hear that. I get so many people email me or message me in some respect that you know, they're really turning the history of their car around because of my videos and stuff. And that's great. I really is. Trust me. I love hearing that stuff. The difficulty is it doesn't put food on my table. That's the difficulty. Robert, I'm up to 252 subs. So if my math is right, that's 32%, which is good in that respect. Yeah, those are great numbers. I'm going to say da. Thank you for your efforts to share with us. Much appreciated. Any sanding tips on heavy old paint removal off my 65 Mustang Fastback? Or should I pay a hot rod shop to do it? It's tough to decide. Well, there's a couple things you can do. One is you could use a paint stripper, but you got to use the aggressive stuff, like a chemical strip, aircraft stripper. The generic stuff is not very good. Just be upfront. The other thing you can use is the red. Let me grab one real quick. I think I have one in my Gator Grip. I've shown videos where I've done this and used the Gator Grip disc. And this is actually one from Harbor Freight. This is a Warrior disc, but it's a polycarbide abrasive disc, and this was wore down. This will take paint off, but it also wears away as you use it, and you have to be careful because you could generate a lot of heat. So you have to keep moving around so you don't get it too hot. Also, there's another thing out there from Eastwood. I have not tried it yet. I really want to get one. I do. They have a handheld tool. I forget what it's called, but it's got a spool on the end of it, like a drum. And you can run that across and take off everything. Now, I don't know what the tool costs. I don't remember. But they that seems like a fantastic tool as well. So that's about as much as I can tell you, I think. Kareem, I have 180 plus YouTube channels that I subscribe to. You are one of the best. Thank you, Kareem. Appreciate that. Nick, you should take Jade on Hot Rod Power Tour and bump elbows with YouTube stars that go to it. You need to branch if the Vimeo thing doesn't pan. That is true. Yeah, next year that is. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. If I still have it then. Because odds are I'm going to have to sell it. Leonard, is it worth even making any videos and putting them on YouTube? Honestly, I'm going to say no. I'm just going to say no. For the time and effort that goes into it and the return, no. But I love to share stuff. I love to have people informed and give them information they can use to build their cars. I really do. I really, really do. You can ask any of my friends or family members. If somebody in my family or one of my friends asks me a question that I have information on, they're going to get a major download. Here's everything I know about that subject. And I just like to do that. Just the way I like to do it. Brendan, I've been a member of YouTube since 2007. I have 692 subs. So much has changed on here over the years. Yeah, a lot has changed. I need some coffee. Brendan, Leonard, not all of us rely on YouTube for income. We just enjoy making videos for the world to see. Yeah, and that's really how I started out. I mean, I really did. That's all I wanted to do was, in fact, I started making videos to promote the body shop. That was the idea, was I would show people what we can do at the body shop and maybe drum up business in the process. Of course, that all fell apart. So I just kept on making videos, and putting them on YouTube. Brendan, it's also great to go back to my first videos and remember the awesome cars I had. I'll bet. Yeah. Yep. Robert, the Eastwood surface conditioning tool works great. A friend has one. Harbor Freight is coming out with the same tool in red, but no ETA on when. Okay. Well, that's a Eastwood surface conditioning tool. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you, Robert. Shane, you would only do this for the chicks or the cash, and you're married, so yeah. 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 No chicks. Anyway, I mean, it just gets frustrating. And, uh, the reality is that this time next year, currently, I still have medical coverage from my job I retired from, my early retirement. They covered me for medical for 2 years. So what does that mean? Well, next year at this time, I don't have medical coverage, and I'm going to start paying for that stuff. That's a pretty big out-of-pocket expense. So that is also something I have to consider. You know, just life, just things. Nick, try and hold on to Jade or get the next one done in time. Content and potential publicity, but yeah, I'll hush it. Okay. I mean, I get it. And I wouldn't mind, showing it. And at this point, I'm not, as I've said before, I'm not advertising it necessarily. But if somebody says, "Hey, do you want to sell that car?" Then we'll talk. We will have a good conversation about it. Numa, do you do body work on the side, like with a 65 F100? I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. I do all kinds of stuff, but I don't do. My format's going to change. Some of the stuff I've been doing, like I don't know that I'm going to do any more paint. Honestly, I don't know that I'm going to do any more paint stuff. I don't get as much fun or get as much excitement out of doing a paint job as I do replacing all the sheet metal on a car. So, that's probably going to come that I do more sheet metal work. Now, body work on the side, I have done that. I have done repair. I've done collision work here. I've pulled cars in, straightened them out, thrown some paint on them, make them look decent and get them out of the way, make a few bucks. But like there's little Honda Civics sitting right outside the door out here. I need to get that in here. I need to get the front end done on it, and so I can sell it, make a few bucks. So it's just how it goes. I'm trying to get whatever I can in and out the door. Leonard's talking to Brendan. Yes, the Maureen. Many thanks. Each what it is. Okay. Brendan. General, I've seen these payments coming through today, but when I check out Patreon, it's only by subscription. How do folks give you a donation? Well, I think you figured that out. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And that helps. It all helps. Yeah, Patreon, it is a subscription. I have people all over the map on Patreon, which is fine. Every little bit counts. Nick, yeah, insurance is stupid. My job has amazing insurance. People will literally die here to keep it instead of retiring. Yeah. And that's a reality I'm going to be facing. In a year's time, I'm going to have to start buying insurance from somebody. Dennis, arthritis is a thing. Arthritis is a thing in the Canadian North that hits a lot of people, mainly hand and back. Now, as far as money for all your work, what about a tip that a person leaves after a dinner out? What about a tip? I'm confused. Now, as far as money for all your work, what about a tip? Like a person leaving a tip? Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm leaning towards the Vimeo thing, to where it could be a like I said, a pay thing instead of just you skip through the ads and you get to watch a video. I mean it's just, I don't know, it's difficult. Leonard, have you given any thought about the 68 as to what you're going to do with it? No, I mean, not really. It's going to end up, well, short term, it's going to end up in the paint booth. You can get in and out of there. You're talking about that one, the Jade. That's a status, but the other 68, I don't know yet, and I still got to get the 67 in here and get started on it. Newman looking for not paint but replacement stuff, doors adjusted, etc. Yeah, I mean, I've done some of that, but I have not. The difficulty is I'm limited on space. So, like with this car in here, this has to go somewhere for me to get another vehicle in here and work on it. Leonard, I do every month. Yes. Yes, and you are Leonard, you are listed as one of my patrons. If you ever look at my videos where I post, I don't do it on every one of them, but I try to post at the end of the video my Patreon list, and Leonard, you're in there, and I appreciate you very much. Nick, I mean, you need to warm up to that paint thing. Sometimes it pays pretty well. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into paint, and I've said it before. If something goes wrong, it goes wrong, and then you're starting over. And that's where I don't like it. I can mess up steel and weld it back in. Shane, sell the New York Nag, the BP car. There's some cash you deserve. Well, yeah, well, I got to do something with that. I definitely need to do something with that. Ray, I've thought about doing videos like yours with my suspension, but there are tons. So would one more add anything? Yeah, that's the thing. It a lot of my videos, that granted, there are other people putting out videos. And honestly, I don't know anybody that goes into the length of detail that I do. I really don't. Or ideas or how you can resolve a problem or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody going into that length. And but they're out there. They're out there. Dawn, when I was teaching, I could make more money turning wrench over spring break than a whole term of school. Yes, you're right about that. Rick, just renounce your United States citizenship and the current administration will give you health care for free. Yeah, well, somebody's paying for it. We know how that works. Da Maureen. That's a weird name. Any guidance on rebuilding the 4-speed top loader of my 65? It's rock solid, but it's been 40 years since a rebuild. I can't give you any guidance on it. My transmission, I have a transmission guy that I use. If I need something rebuilt, I hand it to him. He hands it back to me. I hand him some money, and I'm happy. That's about the best I can tell you on that. Leonard, no, the other 68. Yeah, I have not decided yet on what I'm going to do with the red 68. Shane is saying, awesome, Rick, awesome. Okay, Leonard, thumbs up. Yep. Nick, I won't beat on you too hard if you mess up. Well, thank you, Nick. I just hope I can outrun you. If I can still run at all. Robert, I think we need to find a place to make body shells and sell them. Got to start designing body jigs. Yeah, that would be good. Leonard, all the paint jobs I've seen you do are awesome from my point. Thank you, Leonard. And it's because I stress over them so much. It is, and I don't like that much stress. Roger, Nick, he beats up on himself more than any of the rest of us could possibly. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. I do. Torture myself. Dub Maureen, you are the best for detail for sure. Thank you. Thank you. General, nothing scares me like car painting. Happy to go all the way to block sanding, but without a proper booth and low bake oven. Yikes. Yeah, it's a challenge. It is definitely a challenge. Nick, well, money well spent then, Roger. Like a scene in Liar Liar, the car is blue. No, it's not. It's not blue, Nick. Nick, and you have the color sample. Nick actually has a color sample, so he knows. He knows exactly what color this car is. He knows. Let me get another drink. Robert, you enjoy painting as much as I enjoy pulling dents. I mean, I'll pull dents all day long. I'm all over that. You got a car that's bent in half, let me fix it. Let me straighten it out. Let me cut and fix, and I can get it right. But I'm just not nearly as excited about paint. Steve, hello, Joe Daddy. Just about done welding in my welding on my 65 Mustang fastback and starting body work. Well, that's a big bell. Good for you. Good. Numa, I love Earl Scheib paint jobs. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Several people ask me, like they'll have a 2005 Ford Ranger with the clear coat flaking off. Hey, can you paint this Ranger for me? And I'll say, nope. I said, what do you mean? You know how to paint? I said, yeah, I do, but I'm not going to do it. Well, why not? You could just put it in the booth, and I don't care what it looks like. I just want to get it, scuffed off and based, spray some paint on it so it looks nice. I said, yeah, but it's only going to look nice for 3 to 6 months because I can't guarantee how long that paint is going to stick to the old junk that's on there. So I just tell them, I can't do it. But they want me to. And then I tell them, I said, well, what would it cost if you were to do it? And I say, $4,000. And they're like, well, the truck's not even worth $2,500. And I said, well, go somewhere else. I'm not going to paint it. Nick, I have to go. Have a good night, ladies and gents. Glad you were here, Nick. Appreciate it. Rick, everybody's got problems. Eric, the car guy, posted a video today. His landlord is throwing him out of his shop. He needs to relocate. I haven't kept up with him in a while. I haven't kept up with him in a while. But I know who you're talking about. Leonard, I know I've asked this before, but what's happening with that 65 you did, Mystique? Mystique was in Georgia. I still get updates on it occasionally. The man who owns it moved to either South Carolina or North Carolina, I believe. And he was slowly putting it, finishing it. But I know he was working on putting the interior in. I think he has all the lights on it, all the glass is in it and stuff like that. But I don't know the current, drivability status. It's just like the light blue Mustang. That actually is my cousin's vehicle. And he has the engine and transmission in it. Chrome is on it, but he's got to put the interior in it. He's got to get it finished. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it that I've built 2 Mustangs plus the convertible car, while this has been kind of just floating around in the background until recently. Obviously, I've been working on this because, I don't need to work on the other stuff. But, I built 3 other cars in the meantime. But they're still not done, neither one of them. Dennis, all a person has to do is look over your left shoulder by your ear. Green is the color. I guess that's ear. Look over your left shoulder. Okay, so left shoulder. Yeah. I mean, it's still, I know in the camera it looks blue. Shane, I remember the old Earl Scheib commercials. I'll paint any car for $9.99. $9.99 to $99. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what he did. I mean, they would basically just wash it, get it clean, go over it with Scotch-Brite, almost tape it off, and just spray a single stage on it. There it goes. Get it out the door. See you in 6 months. Paint it again. Leonard, that was an awesome build. The Mystique car, yeah. Yeah, Mystique was really nice. I will say. I did enjoy working on that car. That thing, it turned out sharp. I need a new air compressor to stand a 65 fastback. Any ideas which one? Typical 60-gallon brand. Thanks. Yeah, go with a 60-gallon Husky. They're all pretty much the same. You can spend money on an Ingersoll Rand. You can spend money on a Husky. You can spend money on a Cobalt like I have, or a Craftsman. Get a 60-gallon is the main thing. Where you get it from, it's up to you. They're all pretty much the same. Now you can spend more money on a scroll type or, a much more expensive one. But the Husky that I had in here for 20 years, I finally broke it it finally died, probably because I never put oil in it. And it still ran for 20 years. But I replaced it with that Cobalt, which they don't sell anymore. Now it's a Craftsman. Yeah. Which I've already had to replace the pressure switch. Just keep that in mind. A lot of these compressors, well, all the compressors really you buy at any outlet aren't really heavy duty as far as the switch mechanism, stuff like that. The one I had, it didn't last. I installed that thing back in late last year, November or something. And last month, I think it quit. The pressure switch just quit. So just got to realize that for me, running this thing, trying to run it every day, constantly is a lot different than somebody who may be doing an occasional type of process. So that's what they're built for. Her Scrambler, it looks like I will do my first paint job this week sometime. Okay. Make sure you shake up the can. The rattle can, you get that little ball inside. Shake, 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 shake. Make sure that thing stirs up all inside really good. Make sure you do that. Speaking of, I saw a video of a new, what was it on? It was like TikTok or something, where a guy was painting outside, nothing like painting an SUV. And he was using a rattle can. It was like a really tall rattle can. I don't know if it was Rust-Oleum or what, but it had a spray nozzle that instead of a little, pattern like this wide, that thing had a fan on it. It was spraying a pattern like probably 10, 12 inches. Never seen a rattle can with that. And they were spray painting this car outside, and they were getting excellent coverage out of that. Granted, it's not a professional paint job. It's just something to change the color. But it was kind of neat to see that. I missed a question here. Doyle, I'm a journeyman metal fabricator, and like you, enjoy that part. But this bodywork and paint worries me because I have no history, and I am a perfectionist. Trust me, I know how that is. I know how that is. I wish I had some good advice for you, but take your time. That's the main thing. Look it over. Make sure everything's right before you start spraying. And get one of these lights I've talked about. Go to Harbor Freight and get one of these little Braun lights. This is their version of the sun gun. And it is a very, very, very bright light. I won't shine it at the camera, but and what that does is allows you to look at your paint work and make sure you have coverage. Make sure you have coverage. So we've done this before. I don't know if this will. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it. I mean, you can see the light reflecting off of it. But with this bright of a light, you can see if there's any primer underneath that's showing through. So definitely get one of these. Not that expensive. And if you're going to be painting, it's worth it because I can tell you I had to repaint this whole car because I didn't have one of those. Shane, have to go. Thanks, Barry and folks. Glad you were here. Leonard, when you get your compressor, try to find a spare air tank. Okay. He's trying to encourage you to have two tanks, basically, which is not a bad idea. Doyle, any thoughts on an air dryer type brand, etc.? I'm looking to buy soon. The only one I've looked at, I think Harbor Freight sells them. I've heard mixed reviews on them, whether they're good or bad. But that I've considered buying one from them. I think they're less than $400. I don't know what the exact price is, but they're less than $400. And some people have had great reviews on them. Some people had bad reviews, but that's the only one I can tell you that I know anything about, which is not much. Numa is talking to her Scrambler. You have a 69 SC. Dawn, Earl Scheib, we paint everything. Glass, tires, chrome. Yeah, exactly. Doyle, it's a Rust-Oleum Turbo. See? I was guessing on Rust-Oleum. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah. that thing had a huge paint fan on it. I mean, it was covering everything. It was pretty cool. Rick, I bought that little light from Harbor Freight. It's absolutely wonderful. Yes, it's well worth having. I mean, I use it for paint, but I know you use it for different things, Rick, and that's good. I'm glad it comes in handy. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I got an email from David. Pulled my 66 convertible out of the barn after 25 years because of your videos. Don't know what I'm doing, but I love it. Wherever you go, I go. Have no problem paying for quality. Cool. Appreciate that, David. Appreciate that. Let's see. Robert, I like the idea of the Harbor Freight refrigerated airline dryer, but a 55-gallon drum full of water and a hose in it is pretty cheap. Well, that's true too. That is true too. Leonard, my brother-in-law, has one from Harbor Freight, and he swears by it. Okay. Well, that's some good information. That's some good information. Thank you, Leonard. Hurst is talking to Numa. So he's talking about use the headband light he will wear. Okay. Gordon, can't learn if you don't try. It takes time and patience. Very true. Da Maureen. I don't know what that's supposed to say. My 9-year-old son has to go to bed now. Watching with me, we will end this night in honor of your T-shirt by playing AC/DC Back in Black, which is the color of my 65. Keep the faith. Awesome. Yeah, AC/DC all the way, man. And good night to your 9-year-old son. Have sweet AC/DC dreams. Okay. Okay, let me see what else is going on. All right. See where we got here. Terry, Barry, where you go, I'll follow. Cool. Well, again, I'm kind of trying to figure this out. What's the best approach? What's the best angle? I could, if I were to just tell everybody that, they have to go to Patreon. That's the only way you're going to see my videos. Well, I don't know if that would work either. But we'll see. And it may take some effort. Like if I were to start with, let's say, the light blue Mustang, and pull those videos and put them on Vimeo or whatever format that's more of a pay thing, then I would have to let people know here on YouTube, hey, if you want to see these videos, they're now over here. You're going to have to go over there to see them. Because I know there's a thing on YouTube where they call it like Twilight or something, like you can Twilight the videos, which basically means you're like pulling them off, I think, putting them away. But I have not pursued any of that. I know that, again, I have about 800 videos on YouTube right now. Leonard, like listening to Badfinger when doing body work. Okay. Yeah. Lewis, better got to go make tacos now. For those about to cook, we salute you. Take care all. I like it. And I hear I'm probably gonna have to stop this stream pretty soon here. Sitting on this little stool that I have, and my back is not very happy with me right now. So I'm probably gonna have to pull the plug on it. And I hate to do that. We've had some good conversation and some great stuff going on, but the back is not happy. It's not happy right now. So I'm glad everybody was here. I'm glad I've gotten some feedback on some of the ideas that I have. I did post the same question on Patreon about the idea of people, what they'd consider doing as far as participating with the on Vimeo. Kareem, I have tried this Patreon thing a couple times, but it doesn't work. Okay. So when you say that, you've tried going to my Patreon? Because if you go to my videos, it'll give you a link in the bottom. I posted a link in the description that you can click on, and it'll take you directly to my Patreon page, and you can follow the directions from there. So maybe give that a shot. Leonard, take care, y'all. See you next time. Yes. Dawn, heat and massageable berry works wonders to me. Yeah, I need that. And Ray, have a great one. Hope your back gets better. Yes, thank you. Okay. Well, again, I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the feedback on the idea that I'm posting or trying to post. And I'm hoping I can get something figured out that'll make it beneficial for everybody, not just YouTube, because YouTube is the only one making money off of this. I can tell you that. But that'll be it until Thursday. I'll be back at 3 p.m. Hopefully my back is better by then, and we can talk some more, share information, answer questions, and put out ideas and keep this thing going. So that'll be it for now. Until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.